just outstanding today. And so it helped us get the win. Our defense in the first half was very, very good. And second half, not as good. Tough to play with that type of lead. And I'm proud, we've been in this building before, and we got up. And they made a run, and we did not execute down the stretch. It melted a little bit. These guys would not go away tonight.
Take questions. Got microphones on each side of the room. If you can flag them down.
After 3 games where the offense has been slumping, how does team coach?
Is this for the players? It's for anybody.
Anybody?
Specifically for you, coach, how does the team make such a prolific turnaround?
Start it over again.
After 3 games going on an offensive slump, how does the team make a turnaround 17
Like
26
you said,
in the
offensive
first half?
slump, because we did win 2 of those 3, right? So no, it just feels like a good win. But we have not, we encourage everybody. We know that it will correct itself, that we got really good shooters on the team, we got really good passers, that it's gonna correct it sometime. But we had not played well, and we won some games that, that you could lose in other years. But it really feels good just to have our guys, play. I think these 3, those were really good games by all of them.
Duncan, you entered today's game on a little bit of a shooting slump, 2 of your last 13 from beyond the arc. What did it feel like today?
Felt good to see some go in. Good passes by my teammates, and just tried to hit open ones and take good shots.
Tammy, how about you?
Mo, can you talk about the first half and how you guys just shot so incredibly well, especially from 3 and having Duncan in, just getting off to that huge start and how it really helped?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I think it all started with our defense. I think when we get out in transition and can get easy baskets, everything is a lot easier for us. So, yeah, Duncan is a great shooter, and we know that. So, I'm very happy he knocked us down today, and I think we all shot really well. Basketball's a lot easier if they make shots.
Coach, as far as Wisconsin is concerned, down the stretch, their defense lagged quite a bit. Is that what kept you guys maybe in the game, is the fact that on your end of the court they couldn't get anything done?
No, I think that we got 3 guys here that made pretty big plays down the stretch, and they started fouling us early as well, and that has not been a strength with us at times. And these guys, they got the job done, especially Muhammad. I think he went 7 for 8 down the stretch. So I wouldn't say anything. They have a young, inexperienced team. They got one dude out there that's played a lot of big-time minutes. And they got young guys, and they're getting it. They got a great culture. They got a great coach. They got good young talent, right? But I wouldn't blame their defense. I would say our offense, we scored a lot of points on a lot of teams.
Mohammed, my voice is gone a little bit, sorry, but Tuesday seemed like one of those games where a response was needed, just didn't go the way you guys wanted. I guess, what did you see in practice in that regard, and then did you see some of the lessons learned a little bit today?
Yeah, I think we came out hungry in practice this week. We wanted to have that sense of urgency, get to work, and get back on the winning track. And I think it showed today. Came out aggressive, came out hungry, and that carried over to the second half and eventually win the game.
Back.
For any of you guys, they put together that run in the second half. They got within 11, and then it was, another 7 or 8 minutes or so before they got to single digits. Once they got to that point, were you guys playing with a little more sense of urgency?
Yeah, a little bit. We knew they were going to make a run. They're a good team, and they're playing at home. So we knew they were going to make a run, but we just had to stay poised and stay composed and stick to our game plan.
Right here in front.
For Mo to match up against Ethan Happen when he did today, how does that matchup compare to earlier ones in the season?
I mean, Ethan Happ's a great player. A lot of respect for him, the way he plays, the way he finds his way to the basket. So, yeah, everybody knows that's a tough matchup to guard, and he did an incredible job today. But I'm happy that we got the necessary stops down the stretch.
Coach, I know before Duncan's last big game against Rutgers, you texted him telling him that to have a big game. Was there anything special you told him today, going back into the starting lineup?
No, I didn't. I kept saying to, where'd the question come from? I missed it. All right, I'm sorry. No, I watched this kid. The other day, there was a goal of making 50, they had to make 48 threes in 4 minutes. He made 50 out of 55 shots. on the run, moving. I know he can really shoot the ball, just keep shooting, but you're not gonna make them if you don't shoot them. I'm encouraging him to shoot the ball, shoot the ball, shoot the ball, and he did. He should have shot some more in the second half, he didn't. All right, he might have got 8 today if he would have shot more.
And then you played Teskey and Wagner for the first time
Yeah.
maybe all season.
Yeah.
Is that a product of
It's a
Liver's
scary
injury?
few minutes right there. We got this guy chasing guys around on the perimeter. No, they really did good. You could see it more. I think that we understand that there's some teams, and this team would be one, that it's a good matchup for us. So the whole idea was today, how are we gonna keep half from getting 40, right? And we didn't do a great job of that. How are we gonna double them? Are we gonna fake double them? What are we gonna do with them? And as a result, but we did want to get Mo. Greg does a great job, and Bo did as well, of getting their best players these little 30-second rests. So I was very cognizant of that. And when we lost Isaiah Livers, we knew that he might have to play some form. Now he's not getting more rest. So I was very guarded with putting him out there for too many minutes.
Mo, what does the dynamic with you and Teskey on the floor kind of bring to this team?
It's kind of funny because, I mean, you work so much together, but at the end of the day, you're never on the court together, so I kind of looked around and was like, well, that's cool. But like, I mean, John is a great player, it's a lot of fun. I think it's basically the same thing, just go do your thing, and doesn't necessarily change too much, especially against the offense. Because they have 4 and 5, it's a similar player too, so that was fun.
All right, fair enough, you guys. Is there any concerns about maybe the game defensively? I think it comes to mind the Maryland game, the Minnesota game here. You know, you guys had a 25-point lead, and then they whittled it down to single digits in the final few minutes.
I mean, all the programs in the Big Ten are really good programs, so we know they're going to make the run late. Teams aren't just going to wilt away. We got to do a little bit better job in a couple of areas, you know, not down 3-point shooters, stuff like that. But how you learn is, you know, you get experience through games like this. So fortunately, we were able to get this one, but you know, we just got to continue to tighten up our free throw shooting and then stay connected on defense in those little situations.
Good. Time for one more.
Coach, you said you didn't want, have to go off today. I guess, was it slightly different than, say, Purdue when you were going to give Haas his and limit the 3-point shooter? How did you find that balance?
Yeah,
today, I guess?
he's just, as I've said so many times, you can't figure how to guard him and how to play him. You've never seen, I'm just telling you, I've never seen this, and that's been a long time of coaching. Never seen anything like that, of how you try to get him. Now, we could have doubled him more. Sometimes we doubled, sometimes we didn't, but a couple times we did even faking double. He hit guys for threes. Once we got the lead, we did not want to give up threes. So that game changed a little bit at that time when there's been some games where some of these kids did not shoot well from threes. Pretzel's, he's back shooting it really well. I think on Illinois, he's made like 7 out of his last 8 or something, right? Davidson can really shoot, so we didn't want to give up any threes. So we had to choose, the game plan sort of changed, let him beat us with 2s, and Mo did a great job. He had no fouls in the first half. So it meant we could go more single coverage and because we had some fouls to give.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.